Hi everybody, it's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today we're going to talk about the horoscope for the first week of August. And yes, today is the 2nd. I was attempting to put this up yesterday. Mercury retrograde is happening on the 5th, right, here in the States, and so in other parts of the world it could be the next day, possibly, but definitely maybe that was the problem, because yesterday had a problem with the video after I recorded it. So let's get started here, and I hope you guys are all well. And for the weekly astrology, the sun is in Leo as of the 22nd of July, and that took place with the sun at 9 degrees yesterday of Leo on the 1st, and the new moon will take place on the August 4th in Leo, depending where you're at in the world. At that time, both the sun and the moon will be conjoined. They're going to be together. It may be easier to merge both the divine masculine and the divine feminine, right? Our own power, our self and ego, with the emotional depths of the moon. Yeah, and that is the cool thing about the new moon. It's always about a hopeful time. It is. And this is the beginning of the waxing phase with the new moon. During this time, we're unable to see the moon, and this is why it is called the dark moon. The new moon marks the beginning of a cycle where a new seed is born within us. This seed can still be invisible, it usually is, and unknown, but it's accompanied by a feeling of openness and a sense that anything is possible. It's a time to begin to consider new ventures, projects, connections, and to form goals. So we may be unable to see the full picture, but it's best to remain open to possibilities and take the time to discover what you really want or need before moving in a new direction. This will be a great time to visualize your intentions, right? Put them into color for yourself, see them, feel them, be there. If there's any smells in the room, right? This is how we really do a visualization. So we try to add all our senses, right? And Vesta, the tiny asteroid representing dedication, harmony, and balance, is also, is also conjoining the sun, and this is encouraging us to have courage and willingness to stay on our path to reach our goals and our deepest desires. We have another conjunction with Venus and Vesta, allowing devotion and commitment to our relationships, devotion, dedication to our creative interests, perhaps. And this aspect can encourage us to create more balance and harmony in those areas of our life. Mercury is going retrograde on the 5th, and it will in Virgo, right? It's going to move back into Leo on the 15th. Mercury is both the ruler of Gemini and Virgo, and so Mercury feels really at home in Virgo. It does. But this period of retrograde, where Mercury is moving backward in its own sign, it tells us to slow down, make time for reflection about our goals, our aspirations, and our communication with others. And Mercury retrograde is a time to reevaluate. It's a time to reflect on what we want for ourselves. Our plans and our ideas should be at the center of our lives during a retrograde. We have to be careful or mindful of our communication with others. As I mentioned, there can be misunderstandings. We should always check to see if our emails have been sent. Check the details of our documents, right? And anything typed or written. And so Mercury retrograde offers us a time for renewal and lets us reflect on what we have created or where we want to go from here. We may reevaluate, revisit, redo, reorganize, reflect, reunite, possibly with old loves, recreate, and anything else that requires our reevaluation in essence. In essence, right? Yeah. And Mercury has joined forces with Venus, supporting us in all types of communication, ideas, intellectual pursuits, and plans. Mercury and Venus can help us work with our work and our creative interests. Mercury wants us to have the ability to say or present our ideas in a very organized and well thought out way. If we have plans, we need to be sure that we've studied the details and laid things out with coherence and logic. And so Mercury will go direct on August 28th. After that, it will go into shadow, in its own in its most complete ending of the retrograde cycle. It's important to note as well, with Mercury retrograde in its own sign, this is kind of the details, the dotting of the I's, the importance of clarity, and our understanding of matters are they're paramount. Yeah. And so we have Jupiter conjoining Mars in Gemini, helping to energize our goals, encouraging positive thoughts and expansive ideas. We may need to slow down a bit and take our time. This energy is very positive, but Jupiter and Mars likes to do things fast because of the energy and enthusiasm of both Jupiter, honestly, the energy of Mars and the enthusiasm of Jupiter, representing Sagittarius and Aries. And Aries is representing Mars, Sagittarius, or Jupiter is representing Sagittarius. So both of these signs represent heat, passion, and fast action. We have a square with Venus and Mars, so there's tension and possibly some type of impulsiveness asking us again to slow down, watch our tempers perhaps, and remain in control. Venus also squares Uranus, and this can be a time of awakening in our relationships, matters dealing with our creative interests and projects, and perhaps reevaluating our values or what's really important to us. And so regarding Uranus at 26 degrees of Taurus, yes, and that's where Uranus is. Uranus is the planet ruling Aquarius, governing forward movement, the future, progress, and change. It is also about surprises and shakeups and disruption, rebellion, freedom. It is near the end of Taurus, and change is trying to occur in some area of life, and Taurus is a fixed sign. It doesn't like change. And Taurus likes stability, and with Uranus, things are going to continue to change. Uranus has been in Taurus since 2018. It's going to remain there until July of 2025, when it will move into Gemini and then back into Taurus during retrograde period a few times. It will move back into Gemini finally in April of 2026. Uranus is very unpredictable with surprises, unexpected endings, and change, as I mentioned. And Uranus in Taurus can also indicate uprisings, earthquakes, and anything relating to instability. And interestingly enough, today the weather here in California, where I live, was very hot in the morning, and and I'm glad it's cooled down. But this can really be earthquake weather, right? The sun has gone away. It's muggy. It's humid. And definitely, and so speaking of earthquakes, right? I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this doesn't happen, right? But yeah, and so Taurus in, Uranus in Taurus. There could be changes also to our monetary system, our values, because Taurus represents that, our resources, and our food. Taurus represents agriculture as well. And there can be issues or problems with the internet, as Uranus rules our electricity, and the internet, and we have seen that most recently I feel like there was a lot of internet that wasn't working. There may have been a cyber attack somewhere. I feel like there was, but the internet was down. It definitely was. And so the auspicious side to this is that Uranus rules progress and innovation for humanity, and Uranus is really we the people. So that's a good one, right? So let's talk about the horoscope for the 12 signs. And we always start with Aries because Aries is the first sign. And the sun is in Leo, a fellow fire sign, Aries, and in your 5th house of love, creativity, self-expression, children, and parents. Okay, so your 5th house it's about fun. It's also about, going out, right? It can be about your hobbies, your recreational interests, things like that. It can be about entertainment. This is why Leo is the 5th house, can be about fun, right? It is about fun. And you may be wanting to get out, have fun, and be seen, Aries. And Chiron is trining both Vesta and Venus in your 5th house. This is really favorable for you regarding career, relationships, creative interests, self-expression, and family. Yeah, very cool there. And Chiron, the tiny asteroid, represents healing and introspection in your 1st house. It is retrograde from the 26th until the 29th of December this year. Chiron is also in a favorable aspect. We call this a sextile with the midheaven, and there is a trine with the inner heaven. This is really good for you, Aries, and as it allows life to be easier in both the areas of your private life and your professional or your social life. There may be opportunities for you in these areas. However, since Chiron also is retrograde in your first house, this can have you doubting your self-confidence. So look out for that, right? Focus on grounding, introspection, and meditation can help immensely. Yes, I can definitely swear on that, or right, because that's what I do to help keep myself grounded. And your Mars, your ruling planet, is in Gemini in your third house, Aries, influencing your ideas, your plans, and your communication with others. Conversely, Mars is in a square with Mercury. You may feel some tension surrounding those ideas, plans, or daily routine. Only for a short time, as the square is going away, as Mercury will move quickly through Virgo. Yes, and so Mars is in a favorable aspect with the North Node in your first house, trining the South Node in your seventh, helping you to move forward toward what you want easier, and also improving your relationships. And so for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Taurus, you could be feeling some change is either needed or you are wanting that for yourself. Uranus, the planet of the future, surprises and freedom and rebellion, is in your first house of self. This can have you feeling this way. It may be there shaking up your money. Possibly you are questioning your values or what's important to you. Yeah, Uranus will be there for some time. And Venus, your ruling planet, is squaring Uranus, and Venus is in your fourth house of home, family, and whatever sustains you emotionally. You may be thinking of moving, feeling tension surrounding family, or whatever kind of nurtures or sustains you. This could be about your creative interests or your relationships, your career stability. There's a lot going on there, or your money perhaps. You may be feeling you're not having enough fun or getting out enough. This can last for up to a week or so. And so Mercury will join forces with Venus on the 7th, making an exact conjunction with both planets at 3 degrees. This is powerful. And Venus and Mercury will both be in your 5th house, where you may be feeling a little more grounded and secure in those relationships, creative interests, or endeavors, or perhaps family matters. And things may feel like they are lightening up for you around the 7th of August. And so Uranus has been in a trine, a very favorable aspect with Pluto, and in your 10th house of career, social status, and reputation. There could be definitely something changing with regard to your career. It can be fatherhood sometimes, the 10th house, but this is usually about career, reputation, social status, your ambitions. But this is giving you the go-ahead for change, transformation, doing it your way, Taurus, but allowing change to unfold naturally, because with Uranus, everything is unpredictable. So we have to go with the flow and trust in the universe, and this can be very powerful for you, Taurus, as Pluto wants powerful transformation, and Uranus wants us to move forward very liberated, to do things better in our own way. Yeah. So good luck, Taurus, and we'll see you in the next one. And so this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And the Sun is in your 3rd house of the intellect and communication, so you may not be feeling the retrograde as much, possibly, Gemini. Maybe not. And the retrograde can bring confusion, and this is why there is always a slowing down to reflect on things, or there's always kind of it's a suggestion, slow down, right? And this is sometimes why we are in reflection, slow down, because we sense that. We sense that we need to kind of pull back and look at things. And so the Sun is there to bring you clarity. There is still a square, a kind of tension between Mercury, your ruling planet, and Mars in your 1st house of self. Mercury is in your house of family, what sustains you emotionally, and it is in your house of the past as well. So avoid arguments with family members or anyone you may consider important to you. Avoid rushing into decisions, Gemini. This retrograde can help you do that, as I mentioned, if you take the time and slow down a little bit, right? Then we have the Mercury-Venus conjunction, where they are joining forces, perfecting on the 7th. This is also supporting your ideas, creative interests, and plans, and your communication with others. Yes, it is. For those of you who are entertainers, songwriters, podcasters too, right? Poets, any of you gems who are creative or putting yourselves out there, this conjunction can be really good for you. So Mercury will also conjunct or join forces with the midheavens, supporting your work and the work, supporting your work or what you do in the world. And Jupiter and Mars are both in your first house of self and are still allied, Gemini. So this is really good, giving you enthusiasm and the drive to create more expansion in your life. Uranus is in your 12th house of endings and beginnings, wanting to do things in a new way, or possibly bringing you unexpected change and surprises. Yeah, Uranus in the 12th house wants change. Could be surprising you, right? Could be unexpected change. But Uranus is about the future, so it's in the 12th house of endings, and so there is some type of change that is most likely being imposed on you. Yeah, very interesting there. It would depend on your natal chart, right? It definitely would. So good luck, Gemini, and we will see you in the next video. And excuse me, you guys. And now we have Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The Sun will be in your house of money, resources, and values until Virgo season around the 22nd of August, shedding its warmth in that area of your life. Very favorable, Cancer. Regarding your ruling planet, the moon, new moon is in Leo. That's happening on the 4th. Here on the coast, it will be 4:13 a.m. Pacific time, 7:13 a.m. on the East Coast. Please adjust for your own time and, in your own country, of course. And the moon will join forces with the sun on the 3rd. This is a very hopeful time at all. Hopeful time for all. I talked about that for the collective or in the beginning of the reading. But especially you, Cancer, as the sun will bring the clarity and power to your either creative endeavors, your leadership skills, and the moon will add its nurturing, intuitive qualities. And this is all taking place in your house of money, resources, and values. On the 4th, the sun and the moon in your house of stability will both oppose Pluto in your 8th house of money, shared resources, power, fear, and intimate relationships. Okay, it's a lot, right? Each house is a lot. You could be feeling emotional on this day, and lovers can be secretive, possibly jealous or manipulative. So kind of watch out for that on that one day. Yeah, and so on August the 5th, the sun will be opposing Pluto. That is going to move quickly, you guys, because the sun moves every day. Yeah. And so on August the 5th, the moon is conjunct the midheaven, supporting your career or your reputation and social status. The moon is also opposing the IC. You may feel emotional for the first few days of the week, Cancer. You could, possibly about family members or anything that nurtures you or foundational. A lot going on for you in this area. And Vesta opposes the IC, so you could feel like maybe just for a short time here, because the moon is moving so quickly, right? But now Vesta is opposing the IC, so and the IC also, this is moving pretty quickly here, but you may feel that family is not supporting you, or that to maintain balance and harmony is challenging, perhaps with family. This is all happening around the 5th of the month. Yes, and and so the Mercury retrograde will take place in your 3rd house of intellect, Cancer, plans, ideas, and communication, right? It's going to be in its natural house, right? In its natural place. Actually, it's going to be in Virgo, I beg your pardon, but Mercury is Virgo rules. Mercury rules Virgo, so it is in its natural place. The 3rd house and the 6th house as well. Interesting. So it will be in Virgo, also adding an even more mercurial feel to that, but try not to worry during the retrograde period. It lasts about 3 weeks until the 28th, as Mercury can have us worry, yes, especially in Virgo. But do pay attention to the details and try not to overanalyze as you slow down to reflect on your personal matters. All right, Cancer, good luck. And so for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sun, your ruling planet, is in your sign, of course, always a favorable time, especially with the new moon in Leo. So indeed for you, this will be an easier time for you, Leo, around the new moon, especially on the 4th, to start new projects, creative endeavors, relationships too. And around the time of the new moon on the 4th, depending where you're at in the world, could be the 5th. In some places, relationships may flow. You could feel more powerful, yet nurturing. Your ideas for something new may be very clear. And Jupiter is in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, gains, innovation, and liberation. So Jupiter is the planet of enthusiasm, good luck, expansion. And so it's in your house of the future as well. So this is awesome, right? The Mars-Jupiter conjunction is supporting you, Leo, as they both rule fire signs, as you are a fire sign. Whatever you're hoping to expand can happen for you during this time, or can move forward with ease and progress. The Sun is in a sextile with Jupiter. Sextiles, they can often bring opportunities or something you can embrace. The Sun is in sextile with Jupiter, adding this ease and bringing opportunities. And the Sun has been in a trine with the North Node, Leo, since the 31st, lasting a little bit longer. This is an energy of moving towards your desires, a feeling of fate, and a feeling of ascension. And so for some of you who, especially for some of you who are feeling that you are spiritually evolving, or, you know, raising your consciousness, right? Definitely. And so, yeah. And so Uranus is in your 26, is at 26 degrees. I beg your pardon, you guys. Uranus is at 26 degrees of your 10th house of career and social status. And perhaps you've been having a feeling of fate and a feeling of ascension, as I mentioned, right? Yes, you could have. Okay, you may be experiencing unexpected change in that area of your life, Leo. Surprises, perhaps. And career and ambition may feel unstable or a little rocky, with Uranus shaking up your house of career, authority, and ambition. Yeah, that's very interesting here. On the 5th of the month, I feel like it all sounds good, though. On the 5th of the month, Leo, Venus will move into your 2nd house. Maybe a little challenging could be there, but Venus is moving into your 2nd house of money. So Venus rules the 2nd house. It rules the 2nd and the 7th house anyway. So very cool that Venus is moving into your money house, your house of values and resources. And this is really favorable. It will be in Virgo, and your relationships can take on a more practical and consistent vibe. So good luck with that, Leo, and happy birthday to any Leos. Yes, definitely. And so for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Virgo, the retrograde takes place in your 1st house and your 12th houses, right? It's going to be moving back from Virgo in your 1st house back to Leo, right? You're going to be up in your head during the retrograde, rethinking things, reevaluating, as Mercury is your ruling planet. Yeah, this retrograde is definitely for you, Virgo. It is. And this will be about yourself and rethinking things. But this will be about yourself, changes that you are either contemplating, plans. As it moves back into Leo, this can be whatever you are releasing in your life in order to feel more in your own power, more happier, or more authentic, maybe your more authentic self. And so the retrograde will be very powerful. And the Mercury square Mars is going away. That's a great thing. It's been there for some time. This retrograde could have you going over the details possibly about how you want to be seen in the world, not just with the work you do. It can be related to your past, fatherhood, other things, to name a few, with Mars in your 10th house of reputation and social status. And you may be moving on from something as releasing, as I have said above, right, or prior. And the Mercury-Venus conjunction perfects on August 7th. This allied force can have you enjoying more self-love, looking at your relationships or love and romance in a smarter way, maybe more practically, maybe more emotionally intelligent, possibly, and with compassion toward yourself and others. Yes. Venus is in your 12th house, Virgo, and you're transcending or overcoming something. Personal qualities, perhaps, whatever it is, it's most likely deep when we talk about the 12th house. Very deep, intense, or emotional. The sun is in your 12th house. And I said the 12th. I didn't say the 10th, did I? No, not the 10th. But the sun is in your 12th house, bringing clarity, allowing you to see what's important or up front and center for you. Okay, good luck, Virgo. And it looks like you're going through some changes. And good luck, definitely. And so for Libra, sun, moon, and rising, Venus, your ruling planet, is in your 11th house of hopes and wishes, gains, social groups, innovation, rebellion, and liberation. So Venus, your ruling planet, Libra, is also in the house of the future. It will move into your 12th house of endings. So there's something most likely you're releasing or possibly letting go. Something you probably want for your future and you want to let go of something or end something, right? Venus is in your 11th house. This can offer the good things in life. This can be a time when you're enjoying friendships and social networks. This can be related to romance and intimate relationships or any type. You may be creative at this time or more creative, right? Libra is creative, ruled by Venus, definitely. And Venus is in Leo, and Leo is about having fun. Maybe you are out there having a lot of fun, right? Venus is, however, squaring Uranus. A square causes tension, often to make us take action or change something. Sometimes it is to accept something, sometimes, but Uranus is the planet of surprises, disruption, innovation, and social change, and freedom, right? So this is interesting. It makes a perfect square on August 2nd, today. So there's some tension you might be feeling, or you might feel like you need to do something about whatever is causing this tension, this inner tension. This can be about your relationships, as Uranus is in the 8th house of transformation, intimate relationships, power, secrets, fear, and shared resources, which can be the money you earn or joint accounts, right? Money you maybe with your husband or whomever, or investments as well. Money may be the source, as Uranus is in Taurus, and Taurus is money and resources. And things may be changing for you with Uranus in your 8th house of transformation. You may be experiencing change, and it may seem challenging. It may seem a bit challenging. It could. There's a lot of 11th house activity for you, Libra, the house of the future, hopes and gains, wishes, and innovation, liberation. And the sun is going through that house, right? Also about social groups, bringing you the clarity you need, shedding light in those areas for you. And the Mercury retrograde is happening in your 12th house of endings. Wow, you could be really kind of just going over what needs to go, right? And it will move back into your 11th house of the future. So there may be a lot that you are considering about your future. And so now for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, the sun's going through your 10th house of career, authority and ambition, and social status and reputation. Your 10th house is also about fatherhood and the past. Okay, Scorpio, it's been there since July 22nd. It will be there for another 3 weeks. Your clarity and your personal power surrounding your work, your ambition, or whatever you do in the world is very favorable. Could be very, very high, right? Your clarity, you're seeing everything the way it is, maybe not the way it needs to be, sort of, or right, just seeing things clearly. And the Mercury retrograde will take place in your 11th house of the future and your 10th house of career and social status. So you might be thinking a lot about that. Your ruling planet, Pluto, is in your 4th house of family, foundation, and what sustains you emotionally, Scorpio. And Venus is creating an inconjunction with Pluto, your planet, on the 5th of the month here. And there may be something changing between your work and family life, or possibly what sustains you emotionally and the work that you do. This can be about family, the past, a father, your father, or you are a father, things like that, definitely. And so with Venus in the 10th. And you might feel a relationship has become a power struggle. It's possible you can see through any facades right now, right? There might be a longing and love with this transit. There definitely could be with this aspect. And so Uranus is in trine with Pluto. Uranus is in your 7th house of relationships, stirring things up in those relationships possibly. And there may be legalities. However, this trine is making things easier for you, Scorpio, for you to feel less limited or restrained and more adventurous or more powerful in those areas of your life. Uranus is in Taurus, so your values surrounding money, or your values in general could be changing, or they may be definitely significant or at the forefront for you. Scorpio, your secondary ruler Mars is conjunct Jupiter in your 8th house of money, intimate and intimate relationships. And this is really good for you in anything that you are trying to move forward or expand. Mars is in trine with the South lunar node in your 12th house of endings and transcendence. So you're releasing something, but you look like you are releasing it with ease. And that's making your life much easier, right? Your heart seems to be looking toward the future. All right, Scorpio, and good luck with that. And so for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sun is going through your 9th house of spirituality, philosophy, higher education, and long-distance travel. And so you may have the urge to travel, Sagittarius, take classes, or sign up for a workshop. Your ruling planet Jupiter is in your 7th house of relationships. You may be expanding or moving forward with those relationships. If you're single, you might meet someone, Sagittarius. You might meet someone, not someone, right? You might meet someone. It sounds like they have a name already, right? You might meet someone, Sagittarius. This could be a good time to get out there and have fun, definitely. And this is the month to do it because we're in Leo season. Leo is about fun and entertainment. Yes, it is. And this can also be a great time for partnerships, business, romantic, and otherwise. The Mercury retrograde on the 4th through the 28th will take place in your 10th house of career and your 9th house of spirituality, philosophy, higher education, and travel. This is the house that you rule. With the Sun going through that house as well, you may be revisiting or putting a lot of thought on your career. And perhaps if you are working or thinking about working in the spiritual aspect as an astrologer, a healer, hypnotherapist, a tarot reader, I mean, it goes on and on, right? Psychic, past life regression, many, maybe this is what you are thinking about doing, right? The Sun sextiles Jupiter, making a perfect sextile on the 7th. There may be an opportunity or something you can embrace, Sagittarius, regarding a relationship, perhaps how to create more harmony and balance. And so Mars has already joined forces with Jupiter in Gemini, again in your 7th house of relationships, romantic or otherwise, friendships, legalities, and open enemies. It's interesting there. You're going to have the drive, though, the enthusiasm, the confidence in any of these areas of your life. And you might feel more energized, Sagittarius, and working out, doing more exercise. There's a risk-taking attitude with Mars and Jupiter together. And Jupiter is bringing you the good luck. But still, be careful not to rush things because both Mars and Jupiter like to move quickly. All right. Jupiter is also in a square with Saturn, perfecting on the 19th. And this can have you feeling inner tension, Sagittarius, where you feel like something might be breaking down for you. You might feel, you could simply feel a little challenged or somewhat restricted in some area of your life, right? Maybe it's not breaking down, but there could be like you feel like there's some restriction that has kind of been imposed on you. Saturn is in your 4th house of family, foundation, and what sustains you emotionally. You may simply have to give up limiting beliefs, perhaps, in order to fully expand in your life. That's interesting. You might have to make a choice here, Sagittarius. And so good luck for Sagittarius. And so for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sun is going through your 8th house of transformation, intimate relationships, money, including the money you make, shared resources, investments, power, the taboo, secrets, and fear. So this is powerful because the Sun is bringing you clarity, Capricorn, bringing you clarity, success, and growth to any of these areas in your life. Conversely, it can also have you seeing through any facades, secrets, and lies, or liars, right? Because with a lie, there's always a liar, isn't there? And so Saturn, your ruling planet, is retrograde until November of this year. And it's in your third house of communication and learning, siblings, community and neighborhood, and short-term travel. All right, so you may be going on short trips, possibly studying. Your willpower is strong during this transit, Capricorn, and you're able to deal with any ups and downs. You may be more reflective or contemplative during the retrograde about decisions you've already made or your goals and plans for the future. Any achievement now, Capricorn, will be solely due to your hard work and dedication. And that's usually how it is, but it is more so right now, right? The Mercury retrograde is happening in your 9th and your 8th houses. And you may be experiencing a spiritual awakening, transformation. There's a feeling you're becoming stronger, more confident perhaps to deal with life as a whole. There is a lot of energy, potential challenges, or inner tension as Saturn, all dealing with the third house of intellect, communication, intellectual pursuits, siblings, education, and travel. There could be some tension there. A lot is going on where you are reevaluating, however, simultaneously, perhaps finishing up things with your projects or work. Yeah, it sounds good, Capricorn. It does. It sounds like you're going through a time of growth, potentially. Yeah. And so now for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sun is going through your 7th house of relationships. You may be enjoying partnerships of any kind, Aquarius, or your love life. Friendships could seem harmonious. Venus is in your 7th house, so lots of creativity, romance perhaps, and you may be feeling, you may want to be seen, you may want to get out there, you may be feeling more powerful and inspired in this area of your life. There is some tension, Aquarius, with Venus and Uranus, your ruling planet, and this is perfecting on the 2nd, which is today. But with Uranus, we never really know how things can play out. This is why they say Aquarians are unpredictable. And I would probably attest to that because I've known a few, yes. As Uranus is a planet of changes, surprises, unexpected events, rebellion, and freedom. Also innovation, right? We can't leave that out. Innovation and originality. Aquarians are very original. They're also very inventive. So this is the planet we are talking about right now. There's tension there. There is a square with Uranus, with Venus rather, and any boundaries now in relationships may seem restrictive for you with this transit. Freedom can be really important in your partnerships. Your own self-expression might feel hampered, yes. And your artwork or any creative projects, Aquarius, or self-expression may have a very progressive or rebellious tone. That's fine, right? I'm Sag, that's totally fine, right? And there can be an inner tension between wanting stability versus freedom. Yes, and so Uranus has been in trine with Pluto. Pluto's in your 1st house of self, and Uranus is in your house of what sustains you emotionally. So you may be slowly transforming yourself as Uranus is in Taurus, a very slow sign, or after some gradual transformation, you could just show up overnight, just brand new, right? Completely changed. But it looks like you are going through a transformation, possibly a slow one, and you can be doing it kind of emotionally sustaining yourself as you go, or your transformation, the emotional aspect in your life is very key here, or very important, possibly to support you in that transformation, right? Uranus is in sextile with Neptune, and that will perfect on the 28th of August, and here they come, these noisy guys. You may have an opportunity or opportunities because of your free thinking and innovative viewpoint. I didn't know these guys were going to be here, you guys. I beg your pardon. This can support you in your foundation and what sustains you, your money, resources, and also emotionally. If you're partnered, Aquarius, you may have more opportunity to improve your family's financial state. Your values could be changing, and that may somehow open possibilities or opportunities for you. So for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, yes, the Sun's going through your 6th house of daily life, daily routine, your lifestyle. You may be feeling good about your lifestyle right now or your daily routine, or perhaps you have some clarity on that area of your life. Venus is in your 6th, so your stability may be highlighted. They left now. You may feel like there's more beauty in your daily routine. Maybe you feel more beautiful every day. That could definitely be. That's very cool. Your ruling planet Neptune, Pisces, is still in your 1st house at 29 degrees. This anoretic and very powerful degree is asking you to release something, let it go, right? It's been there for a while. You are going through some type of transformation. Pisces, the universe wants this for you. Neptune is in your 1st house of self, so you may be feeling that overcoming and transcendence is the key to this personal change. Definitely. Neptune in your 1st house is powerful, as Neptune is very much at home in its own sign, Pisces, right? Neptune is sextiling both Uranus and Pluto. This is definitely like an awesome, this is about change. It might feel a little bit disruptive, but it's kind of moving you toward that change and that transformation. Maybe you are, like I said, maybe you are reinventing yourself as well. And so with Neptune and the Uranus sextile, you may be getting downloads, or spiritual ideas are very liberating for you, and your ideas and plans are very original and creative. With Pluto in your 12th house of endings, intuition, creativity, secrets, and fantasy, this is your house, right? The 12th house of endings, intuition, creativity, secrets, and fantasy, compassion, right? Sextiling your 1st house of self. Yes, you could be reinventing yourself, transforming yourself most powerfully, for sure. And you may be feeling different about intimate relationships in general. I feel like you're more in your power here, even though you're going through a big change. That's how it kind of, it's subtle, but it feels like that is going on for you. That could definitely be. Pluto's at 0 degrees in your house of endings, wanting powerful change and transformation for you. Pluto wants you to be powerful. Yes, it wants you to be powerful, and it wants powerful transformation as well. And so Pluto at 0 degrees in your house of endings, wanting that powerful change, transformation for you, and your natal ruler Neptune wants you to let go of some part of yourself that's not favorable to your authenticity or who you are now becoming. Very interesting. And Neptune is forming a conjunction with the North Node, which perfects in February of next year, but some of you may be moving toward a spiritual calling or possibly a creative one, thus understanding your clarity of purpose and the balance, your clarity of purpose and the balance to surrender to the universe. Yeah, very interesting there. Yeah, exactly. That's going to be all for today, you guys. And thank you so much. And I hope that was helpful. And I'd love to see you in the next video for the 2nd week of August. If you would like a psychic reading, you can always look at my information in the description box. That's what I do. I'm a psychic consultant. I'm a Silva grad. And yeah, I can help you, with your own insight, or somebody else who is close to you that you're not really understanding. They're lots of fun. We usually do them on like a video call or a phone call. You can get a tarot reading if you'd like, or you can have your chart interpreted, right, which is huge. This is for your true potential, to help you realize your true potential. Thanks so much, you guys, for watching. If you'd like to see tarot readings, I do have tarot readings on Power and Light Tarot. And yeah, please remember to like, share, and subscribe here, and hit the little bell so you can get my next video. Thank you so much, you guys.